Hi everybody, welcome back to another T-Flight Hotas X video, although the subject I'm approaching in this video could apply just as much to any other throttle or HOTAS system, and that is, how do you look around when you use one of these devices? Because I didn't have a clue before I actually was lucky enough to get one. And the answer is with this little hat that you see here on top of the joystick. And basically, this is more like a D-pad really. And so, it's an 8-way D-pad, and so the way I use it is that as I move it, I click it left and right, I can look around the cockpit and look back, that sort of thing, which makes it relatively simple to have a look round. And then also I have this button here. Now what that button does, it makes my character in the cockpit lean forward to look through the gun sight a little bit better. And you can still use the hat to look around. And then what happens is if I use the gun sight button when I'm kind of off axis, that brings you back to the middle. And if I press it again, we go back to the normal view. So if, say, I was looking over my shoulder like this, if I press the look down the gun sight button, we get back to there, and press it again and we get back to the normal view. Which is pretty cool, which means that you can be banking and looping and doing all this stuff at the same time looking around. Now, I'd imagine on more expensive HOTAS units or expensive joysticks, this becomes an analog button, so you can look around. God, my fingers are dirty. Look around much smoother than you can here. And you will probably combine this with other buttons as well to look around. However, because this is a HOTAS, I have some other options as well. So I've got some buttons mapped on here that help me as well. So on here, there's two buttons I use on the top, and I use this button here as well. So if I press that button there, we go to the external third-person view, and when I'm in this view, again, I can use the hat button to kind of look around and have the third-person view, which is good to obviously see if any enemies are coming from different directions. And then when I press the bottom button, so the button below that one, I know this is difficult to see, but if I press that button, we go back to the cockpit view. So there we go. So I press that one to go to that one, and I press the one below the top one to go back to the cockpit view. And then the top button I have on the throttle, that one, that goes to the chase view. So this is where the camera is directly in line behind me. So I can't use the hat button to go left and right, but I can go sort of up and down to check stuff. And this is a really good view for takeoffs and landings where you need to be lining something up, or even coming in for a strafing run or something like that, where it's slightly different to the third person view, but subtle enough to make a big difference. And I enjoy having these buttons mapped to these, because being able to change what you're looking at and being able to look around obviously is a key part to the immersion in these sorts of games. The final piece of the puzzle that I haven't really cracked yet is zooming in. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that, because again, you want to be able to peer into the distance to see enemy fighters or bombers like you normally would. And although leaning into the sight obviously is good, probably want to be able to lean a little bit further as well. But there we go. That's the basics. That's how you look around with a HOTAS system. You're using the hat switch here, and you're using various other button bindings as presets to go into other views around. Of course, if you've got a VR helmet, you probably use this to activate different systems on the airplane. And of course, you could have a track IR system. This isn't a track IR system, it's just a webcam. But I'm going to look into, you can get free head tracking software where you use that. So as you move your head, the camera in the game moves around. So that again would free up the hat selector to do something else. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. If it has, hit like, if you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.